Okay, good. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with studying the video in small bits at a time. So we'll run a part of the video, pause, have discussion, run a part of the video, pause, and have discussion. I thought we can start from that place, and then we will see uh, the next step. Yeah, is that okay, everybody?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Chetan, since it's more of listening, if you need to keep your eyes closed, that's fine. Okay. Because while it's a video, it's actually the content that is important, though video is not important. So I need to 1 second put the second. Let me know when you can hear. Okay. Good evening. This is a small recording to capture.
Yes, can hear it clearly.
Okay, good. And it will be good idea to make notes, right? Okay,
Yes.
so let's begin. Some key points regarding sales and also key points regarding promoting ODeX program. So just putting some thoughts together, hope it is useful for you. So firstly, all of us have to remember that nobody, and especially our customers, but nobody is really interested in any product or service. Now, what happens is most salespeople are, and it's a good thing, but also it has its own limitations. So most salespeople are very happy with their products, with their services. They think, oh, this is great. We do something great. Our products are great. Services are great. But they don't realize that nobody gives a damn about it. Nobody's interested in that. Because people are not buying products. People are not buying services. And we really have to understand, nobody is interested in a product or service. It's like nobody's interested in medicine. They're interested in getting well. So the product or the service, it is going to help them accomplish some objective of their own. So when you take medicine, it's not that you love medicine, it's not that you like medicine, it's not that you like to take medicine, and you don't really care what are the various chemicals inside of that. What's more important for you is to get well. You're taking medicine to get well, right? In the same way, if you look at anything that you buy, why are you buying? So you buy a car. Are you buying because of the car, the features in the car? No, they're all secondary. They're important, but they're secondary. You're buying for some particular context, whatever is your context. For some of you, it's like prestige. For somebody, it might be necessity. For somebody, it may be uh, like a backup, that you need to have a vehicle of your own, even though you have all the Uber and the Olas of the world. So everybody has their own context. So it's important to understand what is their context. If you don't understand their context and you're going with your context, then it's game over. You're just going to talk, irritate people, or they will be polite about it. You will think, oh, you did a great job. They understood everything that you said, but there is no connection. because it doesn't connect to what they are really looking for. It doesn't connect to their context. So, firstly, we have to get de-addicted from the pushing our products, features, how great our product is, how great our services is, how great we are, blah, blah, blah. We have to, while it's there in the background, you can't talk about it. Right? What do you talk about then? So, one of the ways to understand is for everybody, the most important subject in their life is themselves. For you, it's you. For them, it's them. So, if you and your clients are in a conversation, in a meeting, and for you, the most important subject in your life is you, and for the client, the most important subject in their life is themselves, then how do you get together? How do you have a real meaningful conversation? Two things you can do. Many salespeople try to impress the customer so that the customer gets interested in them. That's one way of working. And in some products, some services, especially small ticket items, it might work. But if you really look at what's more powerful, especially if you're selling something which is important, which has a certain financial value, which has certain commitment required from the customer, then it's useful that instead of trying to be interesting, you learn to be interested. Interested in what? Interested in their most important objective. What are they really up to? What's their biggest dream? What do they really care about? Maybe they never thought about it. Maybe they never articulated. So one of those questions, as some of you know, is you ask them, what's your dream? What's your most important objective? And then you get interested in that and not take the first answer, but like really stay with it. Get interested, get interested, get interested. So one of the questions that I ask people, yeah, especially entrepreneurs, founders, CEOs, is what's the life that you're planning for your organization? Most people have not heard that question before and they've not thought about it much. Some people, of course, have thought about it. So some people will say, oh, 10 years, 20 years. Many people will say a lifetime, beyond my lifetime. It is my legacy. It is something that I want to hand over to the next generation. So there'll be various answers. And if some people say, oh, I haven't thought about it, I said, okay, great. Think about it now. And in a couple of minutes, they are able to actually say, mostly the answer comes to something long term. Now, it's very important because what we are doing in ODeX and in OD Consulting is we are helping companies to build a long term future. Not only an extraordinary future, but also a long term future. So, keeping that in mind, this is a very anchor point for us, right? So, when you look at 20 years, 25 years, 50 years, legacy, next generation, three generations, when you start looking at that, it kind of is an entry point for us. Then we ask them, okay, generally leaders they have three accountabilities. The first accountability is to take care of the day to day. Okay, let's pause here. How are you getting so far?
Sir, we instead of pitching our product and our services, we should, because people are interested in themselves. This is one point I got it very clear. And we are supposed to get interested in their objective instead of telling about our product and our services.
Right.
This is something basic which I got. This
Yeah.
will, yes.
And it's true even for your services, right?
Yeah, but sometimes
Like when
when
you're selling
Mhm.
your to your clients for your
Consultancy thing, services,
yes,
subsidies.
yeah. So the same thing, same principle applies. Go ahead. You're asking something.
Yeah, so when client is genuinely inquiring about our services,
Yeah.
that time we should obviously pitch about our services, right?
No,
Okay.
don't pitch your services. You can share some information, some relevant information about the services, but you have to keep coming back to,
What he is interested in.
yeah, what are his objective, and then how your services are connected
Okay.
to their objective. Because otherwise, they are going to see your services as a commodity and
Okay.
compare it with other services. It's like they're going to buy vegetable and they're asking one shopkeeper, what is the price of this vegetable? And then they're
Mhm.
going to the other shopkeeper and asking, what is the price of this vegetable? And you think, oh, he's interested in me, he's asked the price. No, 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 he's just comparing.
Mhm.
There's no connection. The connection is not built.
Ah, got it. Got it.
So we cannot not answer it, but how you answer, how much you answer is a different thing. That's why it's not about you pitching it. It's like, okay, you respond to the question to some degree, and then you can go back to understanding their objective.
Mm. Got it. Got it. Got it. Perfect.
So, for example, in your case, what do they ask you?
They asked me about the eligibility of the scheme. They asked me how what is the process.
Right. Now, since you know your schemes very well, you
Mm-hmm.
will try to give a whole, impress them with all the knowledge that you have about your scheme, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, no?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So don't do that, right?
Okay, okay.
Say, which scheme? Acha, okay, good, I understand. So, so yeah, the eligibility criteria are there. Uh, what is it that you're looking for? What are you trying to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, one of the eligibility criteria is this. Okay, and what what's your plan? What do you really want to accomplish? So you give them a part of an answer, a small answer, so that they feel that they asking the question has been honored. But
Mm-hmm.
point is to go back into being interested in them.
I want to ensure that I get all the subsidies that I'm eligible for.
Right. Perfect. And what are you trying to build?
So I'm trying to build an extraordinary organization at Toyota.
Right. So you're looking at manufacturing?
No, Toyota is just a is an idea. It's an idea about an organization that creates immense value. Is actually studied in management schools as to how they managed. It has people who are involved in
Yeah, but
almost all.
you look. I understand
Yeah.
that part. Right. But you're looking at subsidies and everything from the government, right?
Yes. Yes.
So are you looking at it in terms of some kind of a manufacturing setup or what kind of
No, not only manufacturing.
perspective?
I have six different organizations.
Right.
Which are there. These are
Okay,
all
very
legal
good.
entities,
Very good.
and frankly, I have no clue about what subsidies are available or what support is available for the government.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm interested to gain all benefit, all
Yes.
legitimate benefit from the government in support of growth of these organizations. So these include software development organizations,
Uh-huh.
also organizations which are focused on the social sector, and a
Right.
manufacturing organization.
Oh, wow. Brilliant.
And we also export in manufacturing, also, as well as in the software piece.
Hmm. Okay. Got that. Very good.
I don't know whether that is uh, important input to you or not, but there is import export in manufacturing, and there is export in software products.
Perfect. So, Adesh, what did you learn?
I need to just tell them whatever to honor their question. I want to give the relevant input, but again, I have to be
Yeah,
open.
in 30 seconds, you have to give the question mic back to them. It's like
Listening
there
more.
is, yeah, it's like there is a mic between you and the customer. Your
Mm-hmm.
job is to hand over the mic to them as fast as you can.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it.
Now, if I ask Chetan to explain the businesses, right, and the ambitions in those businesses, he will speak for another 15 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the notes that you need to capture.
Got it.
So, and then you have to project, oh, this is how this will help you. This is how this will help you later on. But firstly, is you get them to speak,
Perfect.
right? The
Got
illusion on the planet is that sales is a function of talking. Nothing is a function of talking. Everything is a function of listening.
it.
Sales is a function of listening. Relationship is a function of listening. Talking is overrated.
Mm. Got it, sir.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Thank you. Somebody else, going back to the video portion that you saw, what are your key notes? What notes did you make? What are your insights? Yeah, Aljur, Vandana, can you get your video on? Adesh, get your video
Yeah.
on.
So
Sham, yeah, go ahead, Vandana.
I think um, going deep into the dreams, like keep on asking, like holding that con. I think when I'm reflecting on my conversations,
Hmm.
that's not what I'm doing.
Right.
How do you, keep on, digging into the dreams or what's their long-term plan? So,
Yeah.
and how to keep that conversation, like how to go further after they've answered certain things.
Hmm. So, what did you learn out of this session, conversation?
Between you and Adesh
No,
and Chetan.
also from the video.
So of course, like when we are going, we are not, selling a product, service, whatever. We have to enter the customer's worldview
Hmm.
and just understand the larger things, the dream, and how do you be a partner there rather than just saying, "Hey, this is what we have."
Right. Okay.
Only when you understand the dream. So now I was also reflecting on Akhil Shani's and my conversation also.
Right.
I think I went into the ODeX program too quickly.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay.
Ultimately, in my mind, back of the mind, it was like, I want him to be a part of that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. It's never going to happen because we want it, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
It will happen when they see that, oh, this is This is something I really need. This is something I really want.
Yeah.
People never like somebody selling them. They want to buy. They don't want to be sold to.
Yeah.
Okay. Aljor, anything for you? Sham, anything for you from the video? And
Well, yeah, for me, it's just really the focus of the conversation is the client, not my
yeah,
service or not my product.
right,
But really probe into, what are their needs, what are their objectives, what are they looking for, and and really go in that. Then that gives the foundation for the conversation that's going to happen next.
right. Okay.
Yeah, and like you said, nobody wants to be sold, but they want to buy.
Yeah,
They want to buy the solution for their uh, objectives.
right. Sham, anything for you?
Yes, Manoj. The very first point where you use the analogy of the medicine, right?
Yeah.
It's just very clear. No, I mean, what is your interest or what is your objective? Your objective is getting well, not to know, or are you in love with the medicine and the chemical components? Definitely
Yeah.
not. Understanding the customer, and just in this conversation that you had with Chetan, um, where you highlighted clearly, it is more to listen to the customer rather than you talking. And through that, you gain insights which we probably don't know about the customer as well. So for me, I'm also seeing the quality of attention and quality of intention that you can hold in the conversation is crucial to understand the customer's perspective.
Right. And sometimes you may know some content about the customer's requirement, but you don't know the emotional connect.
With
What
it.
is that portion that the customer is passionate about? And you got to connect to that. So you have to see sales as a service. You are helping customers win. You are helping customers accomplish their dreams. That's the business you are in. We are in the business of helping customers win, helping customers accomplish their dream, or in some cases, even accomplish beyond their dreams.
Yeah.
Okay, any questions before we go ahead? Vandana, any question?
At the moment, no, but later on, maybe we can, like, how do you hold the conversation for their dream? Like, how do you, suppose if they're not sharing, how do you hold that conversation and keep on asking?
But why would they not share?
No, suppose if it's very brief, they've not thought through, how do you help them, get there better, or I don't know.
Okay, let's see. We will talk about it. 1 second. Okay. I'm going to take it a couple of minutes back where the video ended, so there might be a repeat. 10 years, 20 years, many people will say a lifetime, beyond my lifetime. It is my legacy. It is something that I want to hand over to the next generation. So there'll be various answers. And if some people say, "Oh, I haven't thought about it," I said, "Okay, great. Think about it now." And in a couple of minutes, they are able to actually say, mostly the answer comes as something long term. Now, it's very important because what we are doing in ODeX and in OD Consulting is we are helping companies to build a long term future. Not only an extraordinary future, but also a long term future. So, keeping that in mind, this is a very anchor point for us, right? So when you look at 20 years, 25 years, 50 years, legacy, next generation, 3 generations, when you start looking at that, it kind of is an entry point for us. Then we ask them, okay, generally leaders they have three accountabilities. The first accountability is to take care of the day to day, because if you don't take care of the day to day, then you don't have a future, right? So there is a day to day, there is a fire operations, there is firefighting, there is things to manage. So that's one world of responsibility. The second world of responsibility is the business model. How does this thing work so that you make money? How do you take care of the customer? How do you take care of the whole operations so that there is money at the end of the tunnel? So that's the business model piece. And the third is the organization, building the organization. So I asked them, how much of your time do you spend in operations? Unfortunately, most people would say 100% or 90% or 80%, quite high amount. And that is one of the reason, not the only reason, one of the reason why many small and mid-sized entrepreneurs and enterprises remain in the same orbit. They don't move to the next orbit. So I would tell them, yeah, most of the entrepreneurs that I interact with, I have seen the same problem is even if you give 24 hours a day, or if it is possible and you give 48 hours a day, still work is never over. By the time you complete your first to-do list, another to-do list is waiting for you. So it is seductive. It takes away all your time. And then sometime you still to work on the business model. And how much time do you spend on the business model? And how much time you spend on building the organization? Obviously, the answer is very low, right? Now, the sad part is that while operations is critical, it's possible to delegate and develop the team to do the operations. But it's very difficult, almost impossible, to delegate to the team to do the organization building. Because that is something that the senior leaders have to drive on their own. So that is one important phase, is that the building the organization is the top leadership role, and it's almost impossible for a mid-sized organization to delegate it to somebody else. Okay. So that is phase one of the conversation. Okay. What are you getting? Questions, or what are you understanding? Did you get the how I start with customers?
Yes.
Let's hear from you. What are you understanding? What are you getting here? What questions you have?
You highlighted about how to use the anchor point or the entry, and then staying with it and building the reality around it. What is your current reality?
Okay. Somebody else?
Sir, it is. Yeah. Go ahead, Vandana.
Go ahead, Adesh. I'll go after you. Go ahead.
Sir, it is more about relationship building, which I could sense.
Okay.
Giving the space, giving the comfort to share them, trying going more deeper in listening and understanding the long term objective. So more of it is like we build the relationship in first place.
Okay. Good. Thank you. Vandana?
I think the way you address the operations part of it and
Mm.
like understanding, yeah, it's very busy and but then the way you came on to how organization building is a leadership responsibility which can't be delegated, you know. So while acknowledging what's going on and priority for them, but at least I think this kind of conversation will hit hard in terms of, oh, even if they may not say it, I think they'll start thinking about it. Yeah, they can't delegate it.
Yeah. And the biggest barrier for them to be interested in your products or services is they're busy with
Mhm.
operations. They don't have time. Most people complain what? They don't have time.
Yeah.
So it's not that they don't have time, it's more about how are they using the time. But they're using the time, they're busy, but they're using the time only in one part of the accountability instead of multiple parts of the accountability.
And I think it also seeds a thought that do I have a team where I can, delegate operation?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we don't want to go too deep into that right now. We want to
Yeah.
make sure that are they investing the time in what they need to invest the time in, which is building the organization.
Right.
Now, what do you mean by building the organization? Whatever I'm doing is building the organization only, no? The day-to-day operations is within the organization. What do you mean by building the? I think that the day-to-day is building organization.
Okay. So if you look at a small company or a mid-sized company, and if you look at
Mhm.
a large organization, right?
Mhm.
At the level of an organization, what are the differences you see?
Mm. Large organizations have very large structures and bureaucracy and things like that.
Right,
Small organizations, things move faster.
right,
Decisions happen quicker and things like that. I think that's the major difference.
right,
And also, while in large organizations, people will have very very narrowly defined, roles and responsibilities.
right,
Smaller organizations, people do this as well as that, everything.
right. You're
So
right. So that is the
yeah.
negative. So that is the negative element of large organizations, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I guess so.
But yeah. So I agree with that. But then what are the positive elements about large organizations?
Well, they create a lot of impact, and that's why they're large.
Okay. So another thing that generally you will see is uh, they have more systems, more
Yes,
well-defined systems, and
correct.
operations happen smoother because of well-defined systems.
Yes. Also because it's like work breakdown. So everybody is only doing the fitting.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's very very narrowly defined. Uh, Earlier, like for example, cars when they were made, one or two people would make the entire car. And then Ford came in and he said, no, no, you just weld and you just do attach the tire or you just fix the screw.
Yeah.
And it became a
So there
system.
is a work distribution, right?
Yes. Yes.
Now, again, of course, there are pros and cons, both sides of it. But,
Mm.
and we don't want the cons of it, but we definitely don't want to ignore the pros also, right? So one of the things is there's work distribution, there are systems, right? There is a certain smoother operations,
Mm.
right? And also there is generally lot of talent available for different expertise, like different expertise available. So
Yes. Yes.
like you could have an
All,
R&D and you would have a manufacturing expertise. So you bring in expertise of different thing together, and that allows you to do things which you may not be able to do in a smaller company, right? And and at
yeah,
scale.
even cash. Yeah, and I think small to big. I think one of the main things is difference is cash flow.
Yeah,
A lot of small organizations are just by 20th they start worrying, or by the middle of the month they start worrying about the salary
yeah,
that they need to pay,
yeah.
which is not a problem for a lot of the leaders who are managing large organizations. It's something which it just happens.
Right. So one of the things that we are interested in is systems. We are interested in, we don't want to take everything about large organizations because this is not about becoming large, but this is about becoming extraordinary organizations. So, but one of the things we are definitely interested in system, in smooth execution, right?
Yes.
And a lot of talent,
Hmm.
right? But we are going to look into it deeper. Uh,
But there is in large organization, there's a lot of politics also. No, everybody
yeah,
is
so
pulling down everybody
yeah,
and
yeah,
things
yeah.
like
So that's why we said we don't want to become just large. That is not really the ambition at all, right?
that.
So we're going to talk about uh, what kind of organization we want to become very soon. I'll talk about it. But what was your original question?
Yeah, I didn't understand. What do you mean by organization building? When I'm doing
Ah,
day to
okay,
day, it
right.
is organization. No? Let's say, for
Yeah.
example, whether I'm a
So
small organization, if I'm getting cash, it is for the organization.
right.
If
So
I don't bring in the
what?
if
So
I
what
don't bring
we?
in the cash, the salary doesn't happen. People will go.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
doing
yeah,
organization building.
yeah. So we are interested in helping leaders build extraordinary organizations. And I'll share
Yes.
what I mean by extraordinary organizations. Okay. And then you can let me know if that is of interest to you. Okay. So what we mean by extraordinary organization is first three elements. One is future ready. The
Mm-hmm.
organization is continuously, because the future is changing, as they say, the change itself is changing now, right? So the future is changing, evolving all the time, not just once or five times a year or five times in 5 years, but it's evolving ongoingly. So you need
Mm-hmm.
to develop an organization which can sense the future and upgrade itself in alignment with that future. Like its game plan has to work, the way it plays the game has to work in sync with the emerging future, right? So there's one big element. We'll go deeper into it later on, but one big element is being future ready all the time, right? And that requires not just the leader, but the whole organization to be thinking and acting differently, right? So that's one element. The second element is people bringing their head, heart, and soul. Now, mostly soul is like out of syllabus, right? Nobody talks about bringing soul to the workplace. People bring their heart initially, but they get kind of hurt, they get emotionally challenged, and then they decide not to bring the heart also. So they bring their head. But any companies also initially think, oh, okay, people are bringing their head, that's good enough, we only paid for that, so it's okay. But really, the thing that most people don't realize is if you're not able to bring your full intelligence to the workplace. You can only bring that much intelligence that your boss or your system can deal with. So people then, as you were saying, people kind of get boxed in, and they only do what in the constraints of the way their job has been visualized by the company, by the boss, by the system. Okay. So unfortunately, the way organizations are developing, small, mid, large, all, is it doesn't tap the fullest potential of human beings. Right. So second element of extraordinary organizations that we want to help leaders build is people bringing their head, heart, and soul. And the third element is that the organization is a positive contribution to the society. And it's like you're building an organization which makes an impact in the society, and the existence itself makes an impact. And so these are the three elements that we are looking at that an extraordinary organization should have. So is any of this of interest to you?
Yeah, all of this is of interest. But you know what I'm still not clear about is, you said, there are three things. One is the day-to-day, there is business model, and then there is organization building. I am
Yeah.
not able to understand what is the difference between the three. It's
So
the
when
same,
you're
right?
no, so building the organization to be future ready will not happen if you are only obsessed with the day-to-day transaction. Building an organization where people can bring their head, heart, and soul will not happen if your whole organization is completely consumed in the transactions and don't have time to think and reflect,
Hmm.
right? And is the organization making the biggest impact in the world? It needs a different kind of space in the organization. Operations are, as you know, it's like they consume you, right? So operations are very important, but they kind of don't give you time to think and reflect of what you're really building in the long-term perspective. It's just answering what you do right now, not answering what are you really building from a long-term perspective,
Okay, okay.
right?
And what is this thing about the business model? What is that? I get the difference between, let's say, the day-to-day operations and long-term organization building, building the future and so on and so forth. Maybe that's the vision, mission, and things like that. But what is this about the business model? The business model exists, right? We are selling. We have a product. We have a service. We are selling. What is this about the business model?
Yeah. So, a very good question. Say, actually, there are many more business models possible than what one evaluates when they go in business. Like what you said, it's almost like people don't think of a business model; they just go and sell, right? But there are but there's a lot of innovation possible in business models, and some of them, just to kind of give you an example, some of them we have seen it is there were taxi stands and taxi companies, and then there is Uber, right? And earlier, taxi owners would have taxis, they buy taxis, and then they will appoint drivers, and they would have some kind of a revenue sharing with the driver or salary or whatever, right? And it was a whole capex game. So you had more money, you could buy more taxis, and you build the thing. But then Uber came in and it changed the whole model. It also started, by the way, in the same model. And at one time they had some 80,000 cabs and drivers. But then they shifted the whole model, and now they have millions of drivers without anybody being on their payroll or without anybody being on their or any car being on their balance sheet. That's an innovation in business model. So there are many ways you could innovate a business model, right? And that could increase your success. That could increase your scale, right? And also maybe it could increase your strength to survive difficult moments because your business model is designed around that kind of a stability has been inbuilt in that it can go through the ups and downs, right? And it's yeah, so more resilient. I was looking for the word more resilient also, right? So I'll give another example. Uh, During COVID, most of the hospitality industry was very badly hit, and big hotel chains had to fire huge chunk of their staff because there was nobody coming to the hotels, right? So they had to fire thousands and thousands of staff everywhere across the country, the world. But companies like Airbnb, they had to hire very less number of staff and they could survive. And I think within couple of months, and most probably just 2 months or so, they could change their whole business model and the focus, not the business model, but their positioning, and they could bounce back into the business, and they made the minimum losses in COVID, almost recovered everything. While all the big hotel chains, given they were stuck in a different business model, they had to bleed. Right. So there are many ways to think of business models, and the problem is not enough time is spent on that because everybody's so busy with the operations. So you need time to think, time to explore. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, yes, it does.
Okay, let's pause. What are you getting, everybody? Aljor, you want to share something before you go? What are you getting? You're on mute.
Oh, okay, there you go. I'm unmuted.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so I can see by asking those questions when you were doing that thing with Chetan, it reveals how much disproportionate their time is utilized in building the future as opposed to, doing the operations on a day-to-day basis. And most leaders are unaware of that.
yeah,
Like what Chetan was saying, yeah, I am building my business. Here I am working hard, but it's really the planning, strategic, creating new business models that oftentimes that's really left like as a side note
yeah,
rather than a real function. So yeah, so by asking those questions that you did in that exercise, I mean, even they themselves would probably realize, oh man, I'm doing a lot of stuff, but I'm not really
yeah.
creating something. Yeah, so that was great.
So it's like the CEOs and the MDs are actually working like GM operations.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you.
See you
Yep.
guys. I gotta go.
Yep. Yeah. Somebody else, what are you getting? Vandana, Sham, Adesh. क्या हुआ? What are you getting? It's very different from
After,
pitching the program, right?
yeah.
It's a say when you when you're when you're selling a consulting services, you're actually doing consulting in that same moment. Every time you talk with a client, they got to go with a whole different paradigm. Something has to change in the way they think. You're adding value in every conversation. You're saying something, Vanna.
Yeah, when we have this conversation, definitely the thinking triggers. And how do you sustain that chain of thought? Because again, they're going back, like from our teams also. Suppose if I look at Rohit, certain thinkings were triggered, he changed, his business flourished, and then he has gone by. Like Prashant, he has gone. Like even in our program, and they have definitely benefited. Their businesses have definitely benefited. But how do you continue the journey of this extraordinary organization? Um, Still, they having a larger dream, pursuing. Like when we are looking at our, sorry, I'm digressing a bit from the sales, but how do you, because you're going for a conversation, initially you're not selling, you're just entering their worldview. And then how do you sustain it? How, because yesterday I think Sham and I were speaking, I think Malaysia's journey has taken over 8 months. Correct, no, Sham?
Yeah, in terms of his engagement and participation in general. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think his mindset is also built over 8 months, right? He's even if he's convinced for him to come out of his operations mind, do something like this. Because again, I'm not talking about they being a part of program. It's like a first step for them to get onto the journey of the extraordinary organization. How do you?
So I think you're mixing couple of questions, right? So first thing is, what about people like Rohit, right? So maybe it's also a learning for us is that that's not our target audience.
Okay.
See, we are interested in mid-sized organization who wants to build an organization, a long-term organization, right? He doesn't have a dream of building a long-term organization. He wants to earn 30 crores and retire.
Okay.
So maybe it's not our target audience. Everybody is not our target audience. Right?
Got it.
And maybe Prashant doesn't want to build an organization. He just wants to survive his father.
Yeah.
So we will fail in some cases. And if we are not able to inspire them to think long term and big and organization building, and that's okay. It's not bad to have some failures.
Yeah.
Why I'm saying we should fail is because if we don't want to fail, then we will not even give them a chance. So we still have to give people like him them a chance, because some of us also started like them, right? And then we are able to start thinking long term. But we have to be okay that some people will not be able to get them to think long term and organization building, and they will. And most small and medium enterprise remain small and medium because they don't have long term thinking. They're just doing transactional thinking, and they're seeing this. See, they're all idea focused companies. They see one opportunity, then they'll go after it. Then they'll see some other idea, they'll go after it. Not building big organizations. Now, unless we are able to inspire them to build and think differently, they are just going to remain. I was going to use the word like traders. They have a trading mentality, like, oh, we'll do this and earn money, and then do this and earn money. This is all transactional thinking. We are talking about building long-term organizations which can last 25 years, 50 years, 100 years. Is everybody interested in it? No. Should everybody be interested in it? No. It's their choice.
This brings me to one more question.
Yeah.
Do extraordinary organizations, because when I see 5 pillars and the way we are defining it, one which is future ready, where people can bring heart as
Right.
is scale only people who grow 5x, 10x, 100x are extraordinary, or if these 5 pillars are in order, they are extraordinary? Like, my question is, do everybody have to scale 100x for them to be extraordinary?
No, I think yes. Because this is about impact. It is about, are you thinking only for a very, very small piece, basically, or are you really serving the entire universe? Again, it is ecocentric, etc. Can be very, very good. मैं एक वो चाय बना रहा हूँ और खुश हूँ, उसके अंदर काम चल रहा है. I'm not bothered about what's happening in the ecosystem. So the whole idea is about extraordinary organizations is extraordinary impact. It's not about how many people you have. It's about the impact that you are making. And are you through that you are serving all of humanity and bringing down the three divides and so on and so forth. All of that is connected. These are not siloed conversations. That's what my thinking is.
Yeah. And so, Vandana, again, the answer to the question is we are here to build extraordinary organizations, right? And if they're doing good thing, then they should expand. And if they're not doing good thing, then they should close down. Right? So if they're selling drugs, then they should close down. But if they're adding value, then they should expand. Now, we want to work with people who want to expand and make a big difference.
When expansion is also like when it's just related to numbers.
See, I'll give a very simple example. Are we doing good work as ODeX team? Are we doing good work?
Intent
Yes,
is good.
sir.
We have to do like
Yeah.
lot of
Yes, sir.
Let's say we are doing some good work, right? But we do it for 5 companies that will have one level of impact. We'll do for 50 companies that will have one level of impact, and we do for 5,000 companies it will have one level of impact.
आप
And
reduce
if
क्यों कर देते हो यार? गोल सारी लैंग्वेज के अंदर 10,000.
wait. But if I'm actually expanding, my game has changed. Okay, I'll tell you. My game is now to reinvent management itself. So that what people understand by management, all the nonsense that they have understood management as, we want to create new management 2.0. We have to reinvent management so that how organizations run, the foundation, the operating system, that is the management system that they run on, that itself is reinvented. By the way, I actually also bought a domain called Reinvent Management. I'm that serious about what we're doing. So maybe it will happen in our lifetime. Maybe it will happen earlier, right? We don't even have to wait for the, or we may, whatever time it takes. But I think it's necessary to free the world from the nonsense of the current management model. And the current management model is use resources to get output. So the management 1.0 is use resources to get output. So use natural resources, use machine resources, use human resources, use finance resources, use everything to get output. That's the whole foundation of management thinking. You can't create extraordinary organization with that framework. So we have to invent a whole new framework. By the way, even finance, there are ways to relate to finance. So there is regenerative finance and then there is extractive capital. Okay, the way you use money can anchor and can build the society or destroy the society. For example, just trying to give you a simpler example, it's like the way you do farming can destroy the soil or can build the soil, can nurture the soil. Okay. Now, when you're doing extractive capital, like extractive farming, you know, the way all these fertilizers and all these other things they're dumped and all that. Generally, what I'm reading is in 3 years, we destroy the capacity of the soil and it then becomes only chemical dependent. The original capacity of the soil gets destroyed. And overall, ultimately, you're keeping on destroying the soil. Right? And that's how we are doing management. We're destroying the soul of people. We destroyed the soul of humanity. And we are just changed, we are diluted what it means to be a human being. And what does it mean to be a human society? Now, is this only the traditional management? No, maybe it's going on since millions of years or thousands of years, where we are treating people as a resource. But it has to change. It can change. So we have to create a new religion, new management, where everything is not seen as a resource, but is seen as source. How can money be used in a way that nurtures the society? How can people be source instead of resource? How can natural resources be leveraged in a respectful manner, so that in a generative manner? How do you build the society as you build the business? How do you nurture the society as you build the business? And when you educate, you don't educate to create slaves for an industry or resources for an industry. You educate to expand the person, expand the capability of the person, expand the potential of the person. Am I communicating? And you got to be scared of the size of the game that we're talking. Unless you're scared of the size of the game, then you're not playing the right game.
I'm scared, really.
Yeah. At the junior most level, we are talking about transforming management itself. Because imagine that the society stops treating everything as a resource. Stop treating people as a resource. Stop treating money as a resource. Stop treating nature as a resource. You'll have to reinvent then how do you relate to all of this, right? You have to reinvent your relationship with people. You have to reinvent your relationship with money. You have to reinvent your relationship with nature.
It's like bridging the three divides here.
Yes. Yeah. So while we are starting with organizations, and by but we are actually impacting the whole society. the reason why we're starting with organization is because organizations are the biggest structure to impact society. And a lot of people are in the organizations. So when you when you change the thinking in the organization, it changes the life of the people in the organization. And even those who are not in organizations, they are impacted by how organizations work. Like say all citizens are impacted by how government works. Like that, right? All citizens are impacted by how companies go about doing their business. So it is a vehicle for us to actually transform the society. So now coming back to your question, Vandana, should we scale up? Or should we do good work like a household, like a
Small scale cottage industry.
yeah.
Yeah, because the moment everybody says 100x, 10x numbers and all of that, and then everybody wants to become unicorn, this, that. So
No, I'm not interested in unicorn. I'm not interested, but I'm
Yeah.
interested in 100x. I'm interested in 10,000x. I actually, it's like any number that you come up with is small for me. I want to rewrite the whole of management. I want people to rethink management itself. Am I going to do all the thinking? No. But I want everybody to rethink management, recreate relationship with money, nature, and people.
yeah, that has to be big. Scale has to be there.
Yeah. So the answer is, if you are doing good work, it better scale up.
I got my answer.
Yeah. I'm just reminded of a small story. So once some spiritual master visited a village, and the village was filled with a lot of good people, and they
Yeah,
took
Nanak,
care of,
Guru Nanak.
and
Guru
they
Nanak.
took good care of him and all that stuff. So when he left, he said, "May all of you disperse all over, like the world, whatever." And then they went to another village, and that was filled with rascals, and they were like pathetic in all forms. So when he left that village, he said, "May all of you stay together, stay here," all that stuff. So his student, disciple got confused. He says, "That village took care of you, and you are cursing them, and this village was so bad to you, and you are blessing them." Right? He says, "Yeah, we want all the bad people to stay here and not spread all over the world. And we want all the good people to spread all over the world." Right? So if you are selling drugs and harming the society, we don't want you to expand. But if you're doing something good, then we want you to expand.
Thank you for this narrative. It will stay with me.
So should we expand? Depends. Are you good for the society? Then you should. If you're not good for the society, please don't. So yeah. Now you know why we need to expand. Say none of us are going to need the kind of money and all that. It's not about money. It's all, we are reinventing society.
Yeah,
You are
10x and
initiate.
100x is about the impact, about the people
Yeah.
that you are touching and so on and so forth. The money comes automatically and it's actually
After some time,
very, very
it is irrelevant.
a law of marginal utility kicks in,
Yeah. And then you
it's
have to
not
use that money to also create something like as a source for nurturing the society. There is a course on ODeX called Just Banking.
Mhm.
Or no, so I think it's called Just Money. is called banking as if the society mattered. So there is a lot of conversation happening on altering people's relationship to money and capital, and how same money, when used in a particular form of business, how it harms the society. Same money, how it helped used to help other kind of businesses, it nurtures the society.
Okay, it seems well an interesting course. What did you say? Just money, banking as
Yeah,
if society mattered.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if you look at there's also a movement of local, like encouraging local enterprises and all that, because that helps the society. It strengthens the bond of the society. Okay. Questions? What are you getting?
No, I didn't understand this local thing that you talked about.
So there is a movement uh, which encourages doing business within the local communities and nurturing the local communities and the small businesses in the communities. Because when all the business goes to the big guys and the small players are becoming marginalized, it is destroying
Mhm.
the whole societal fabric. So for whether it's you look at like farmers, right, or dairy or any, like if you look at a village, it has its own ecosystem. Now, if you don't take care of its own ecosystem there, then people have to come to the city to earn a living, because they can't earn a living in the village. You're destroying the whole society there. But if people can be successful in doing small businesses there, and they can have a life, decent life, then you are maintaining the community, the society there. That's why.
Okay.
That's why a lot of banking is being encouraged, that you support the small enterprises so that they also thrive.
Right. And they thrive, and then we want them to become big, right? Finally, and
Yeah, but
have a
we're not
large
going to
impact.
force everybody to do that, right? And it may not be appropriate for everybody to be doing that, right? And it's not thriving. See, that you can become big in different forms, right? Many of these current big companies, they are more extractive in nature. They are becoming big by harming. But like you can, so for example, there's a change. So earlier, if you look at when you have this big malls
Mhm.
and uh, Amazons of the world, they were taking away business from the local, say, kirana store, grocery stores, and other local shops, right?
Mhm.
So the success of the big companies was coming at the cost of the success of the small companies.
Right.
Now there is a new model that has emerged already happening. Is this big companies are saying to the small companies, like Reliance is doing it and others are doing it, that we help you source your products, right? Because we source at a higher scale, at a very different scale, right? We will be able to provide you with a lot of sourcing, which will transfer your costs. So we take care of sourcing for you. We take care of we provide the IT to you. We provide this to you, so that you can become more efficient in your business. So now they are creating a win-win relationship between the local grocery stores and the large companies.
And you can source customers also.
Yeah,
See,
so they are
the
doing
quick commerce
that.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
correct.
yeah. So, but all quick commerce are not doing it. But yes, that is possible. And some of these I think Reliance has started doing this. If I'm not mistaken, Amazon
No,
is also.
Misho is there. They're sourcing customers for small
No.
retailers.
I'm saying not only so sourcing customer everybody is doing. I'm saying
Hmm.
also the whole business model, so, which helps strengthens the small entrepreneurs, including helping them sourcing the raw materials and everything, and also giving them the IT infrastructure and inventory management and all of that.
Hmm.
So helping, so you can do business both ways. No? You can do business in a way that harms everybody, or you can do business in a way that expands the whole pie.
Yeah, but
Sure.
in creation there's always some destruction. Some business model will destroy, and then it will emerge. It's a
Yeah.
normal process. I don't think we can plan everything at all. For example, sir, अब बात करो पहले जब गाड़ियां नहीं थी वो मोटर बग्गी होती थी वो and then cars came, and these horse driven carts all evaporated. Now you might
Yeah.
say कि यार it has eaten up, and there's a negative connotation, but it's evolution. Yeah, what do you do?
Yeah, but it's also you see you have to be mindful of the impact, right? So
Yes.
if I'm being mindful of the impact, that I am eating into the career options of these drivers who are driving those horse buggies, right? I'm good.
Yes.
I'm happy for the horses because they were never born to drive these vehicles. I'm happy for them. They should be taken care of like any other animal on the planet. But all
Yes.
these horse buggy drivers, maybe I can give them a specialized training so that they can get into this field, and they can now drive taxis. I can be more
Okay.
mindful of it, right? And I can help them do the transition.
Hmm.
It's not about not doing the growth. It's about can you do it mindfully?
Yeah, but आप कितना करोगे? अब जैसे for example ATM machines आई, तो
हाँ,
it just ate into all you know जो जो बैंक में बैठ के पैसे
tellers,
काउंट
yeah,
करते
it
थे
reduced
टेलर्स.
the. Yeah, but you know
So
what?
what do you do?
No bank had to fire tellers. They didn't appoint more tellers, but nobody fired tellers because they had ATMs. It's just that they are able to have more branches with less tellers. So they expanded their reach into the country. So, for example, if somebody had 100 branches with the same people, now they are able to manage 500 branches, and hence be more available. Again, it's
And
possible to be mindful and expand
अब
mindfully.
अभी तो सारा का सारा जगह there's this fear about software engineers getting fired, and customer service people getting fired, all because of
Yeah,
AI, and so on and so forth.
yeah,
And 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 I don't know what we can do about it. I have no idea what we can do about it. I don't think we can
yeah.
do anything about it. It will just
I
happen.
think I think we can be aware, and if you are aware, we will be able to create new opportunities.
तो इसके
This
ऊपर
is where
बात
the
करेंगे अलग
future
से.
readiness
इसके ऊपर
comes
बात
in.
करेंगे अलग से.
Yeah,
Future readiness is also about how do
yeah,
you
yeah.
strategize your talent also.
See, life is going to keep throwing curveballs, and our job is to hit a six out of that, right?
So we'll have a conversation on this.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
am concerned about what is going to happen with this. We are
yeah,
playing it. We are creating products because if we don't, somebody else will, right? And
yeah,
and we
yeah.
need to be there, something like that.
No, you will be a
But
dinosaur otherwise.
yeah, so
Yeah,
we'll have a conversation on this.
sure. So, Sham,
Yes, Manoj.
what are you getting so far?
The conversation has triggered a lot of thoughts for me in the context of reinvent management. It's like just looking at everything from a whole new paradigm. I mean, all
Yeah.
thinking just out of the window completely.
Yeah.
Resources equals output. So what can it, what shape and form it can take in the
Yeah.
new world? So yeah, I'm just sort of triggered with that whole thought process at the moment. And yes, while it's, I mean, for me, there is personal belief in the context of, yes, what does an extraordinary organization mean now in the context of, being future ready, people bringing their head, heart, and soul, and the very existence of the organization being a positive impact to society or influence on society. So I'm just sort of in that thought process of what will it look like.
True.
As I said, it's because it's been running in my mind, and if I don't get it out, so मैं कुछ और कर नहीं पाऊंगा. So I want to say this, I want to express this so that I get it out. So sorry for changing a little track. I think the mini SHI is a big hit with me, right? It is very, very empowering here.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to plan for 40 minutes. And it's just one question, and then it carries on for 40 minutes. That's a different issue. But the
Yes.
mini SHI is very, very good here.
Yeah.
I can initiate the mini SHI. I'm not bound by the construct of the 4 questions. The first
Yeah.
question is enough. That's all, and then everything else happens simultaneously. It's a good framework. First, you
Yeah.
introduce the SHI, then say कि अच्छा चल mini SHI तो कर यार. ठीक है.
I
That's
think
question number one.
Vandana doesn't know that, right?
Vanda doesn't know.
You were there in that?
She was part of the
Yeah, I was there.
cohort, no?
I was part of the. It's one
Yeah.
question, no, where everybody is reporting also.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
One question.
So
and
you can see how much they normally would have done in a month, they are now done in 3 days.
Yeah, I've been seeing people reporting and they just quickly speak.
Yes.
वो है ना, कहानी है कि एक शादी हो रही होती है, वो कहते हैं कि किसी बूढ़े को मत लेके आना. एंड जब बाराती आते हैं तो सबके सामने 1-1 किलो गुड़ का रख देते हैं. बट वो ना, जो बाराती थे, दे वर आल्सो स्मार्ट. वो किसी बूढ़े को पीछे पैक करके हाइड करके लेके आ गए. और जब वो सामने 1-1 किलो आया तो कहते यार कैसे खाएंगे 1-1 किलो, जो जो क्या कहते हैं, ब्राइट साइड ने दिया है सामने. ने कहा कि सारे हटा लो. अब सबके पास एक एक करके छोटा छोटा पीस करके दो, एंड सो इट वेंट ऑन कि वो उन्होंने छोटे, वो 1 किलो नहीं दिख रहा था. इट वॉज ओनली ए स्मॉल पीस ऑफ गुड. सो पीपल कंज्यूम द एंटायर 1 kg ऑफ गुड. सो नाउ द ब्राइड साइड सेड कि यार तुम बताओ, झूठ मत बोलना, तुम किसी बूढ़े को लेके आए ना, वाइज पर्सन को. चुपा के. So the 4 questions is, when you get during the training program, it seems, yeah, it's too much. 40 minutes, you have to schedule the time and so on and so forth. Now this one, the mini SHI, you can do while walking. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can just have a conversation. It is far more natural. And then everything else, given the fact that you know the full 4 questions, once you begin the first one, then it can naturally progress into and ease into all the 4 questions.
Yeah.
So I did 2 yesterday, so otherwise I was a derelict.
Good. Thank you very much. So I hope Sham and Vandana and that you're realizing this is not about selling one more stupid program.
Yes, clear to me. Clear.
It's we are triggering a revolution. Now, are we the first ones? Of course not. We are being inspired by, we're building on a lot of other things, right? And there's a lot of content, a lot of experts doing with different forms. But we are putting it in a particular packaging, which kind of curates the whole thing and makes it accessible to people. Like Gary Hamel says, you need to reinvent management, but nobody's going to teach you how to do it, right? Because he's busy advising McKinsey, and McKinsey doesn't want to make management easy. They want to make management difficult. Right?
Hmm.
So we have to create a new kind of McKinsey. That's called management innovations.
True. And Manoj, have you come across this thing called do well, do good?
No. Hmm. ओके आदेश क्या ट्यूबलाइट हो रही है भैया
सर ये तो ट्रांसफॉर्मिंग है कि दिस इज हाउ वी नीड टू गेट इनटू देयर वर्ल्ड, मतलब ये ऑर्गेनाइजेशन डेवलपमेंट एक उसमें ही बहुत बड़ा ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन है ऑन दिस प्लेनेट। एंड मेरे को
यस
सेंस पूरा समझ में आ गया है सर, लाइक
तो अभी एम प्लस में करना है ओडी कंसल्टिंग
यस दिस इज अ फार मोर बेटर गेम।
गवर्नमेंट सब्सिडी भी देना है और साथ में एसएमई को ट्रांसफॉर्म भी करे ना नहीं तो वो सब्सिडी लेके करते क्या है इम्पैक्ट तो करते नहीं है सोसाइटी में इतना और गवर्नमेंट सब
हम बहुत ही लिमिटेड सोर्सेज में बहुत ही लिमिटेड काम कर रहे हैं सर, मतलब मेरा जो डोमेन है वो तो कुछ इट डजंट ऐड दैट वैल्यू व्हिच वी आर एडिंग लाइक एज एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन।
No, but if you really look at it, government was hoping कि भी सब्सिडी देने से इकोनॉमी ट्रांसफॉर्म होगी
हाँ
right? That's why they are giving subsidy and all that stuff. But
यस
अगर थिंकिंग नहीं बदला तो इकोनॉमी थोड़ी ट्रांसफॉर्म होती है
होगी, सही बात है।
So सब्सिडी देने दो and you support them with the subsidy, but more importantly, you have to change the thinking. Then the subsidy can also be used to right use, and people can dream big, play big, accomplish big.
लीडरशिप वो एमएसएमई में, सही बात है सर, वो थॉट ही नहीं है, वो थिंकिंग ही नहीं है, कुछ करने का इम्पैक्टफुल जाने का वो है ही नहीं, तो वो गेम और वो वहां तक पहुंचेंगे कैसे? हमारा काम है उनको ये दुनिया में लाना।
Yes, otherwise they're only learning survival and mischief.
परफेक्ट सर, परफेक्ट।
Most entrepreneurs they are learning कि भाई हम ये ऑटो मोड पे कैसे करें। अरे ऑटो मोड पे मैन्युफैक्चरिंग होता है, ऑटो मोड पे ऑपरेशन होता है, ऑटो मोड पे अकल नहीं यूज होती। अकल यूज करने के लिए कॉन्शियस एफर्ट लगते हैं।
एक्चुअली
You know, in one of the recent master classes, one senior person had come, I don't want to quote, invited by one of our colleagues here. So I was talking about dream big. And he was a very successful, very respectable person. And he asked a question which was like shocking. He says, I'm trying to remember the word, but it's like, can they afford, can people afford to dream big? I was like shocked. I didn't expect that kind of a stupid question from that person. But that is the whole societal programming. Society doesn't want you to dream big. It's not designed, the current society is not designed for you to dream big. You know, the current society is designed around telling you what you should dream. Because societies are designed around control, like management, right? They're designed around control. So your parents will tell you, oh, you should dream of being an engineer. You should dream of being a businessman. Society will train you, you should dream of a government job. You should dream of this kind of a job. Oh, you should dream of this industry. Society wants to direct what you should dream. And then, of course, the companies are doing it. So I was talking to people and recently, and I asked them their dream, and then I told them, your dreams are sounding like some company's advertisement. A builder says, have a house. So you're saying, oh, my dream is to have a house. A manufacturer says, have a car. So your dream is having a car. Your dreams are also somebody's advertisement only. You don't even have a dream of your own. Like, why have a car? Why have a big house? Why have this or that? You're selling your dreams. You, instead of doing your own thinking and having your own dream, your dreaming is built on what advertisements you watch. So yesterday I was talking to a leadership team, and I was talking about being a source versus a source. And one of the things I said is to have an original dream. To be a source is to have an original dream. And this leader, after some time, says, oh my God, I don't have an original dream. I don't even know how to have an original dream. Because all my dreams are programmed by the society. If you look at what do most people dream? Big house, big car, being famous. I had somebody from Trascon say, I want to become a famous entrepreneur. I said, good. The only problem is the world is not interested in it. So you have to look at how are you adding value. He was coachable and he was receptive. Okay, so let's continue. Go to the next part of the video. Do you need a break?
Yes, Manoj, a quick 5 minutes break will be good.
Okay, let's take a 10-minute break. So it's 8:36. We start at 8:46.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay.
So as you study the remaining part of the video, and we'll work on it maybe in another session. Right now, let's look at what support you need, or let's do some kind of role plays and mocks which will help you to build conversations with people that you are interested to support.